Hey everybody!
Hi!
Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today. Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee.
And this is our monthly modality message.
Yes, happy birthday to the Capricorns.
That's why I'm wearing my earthly colors. Earthy colors.
Well,
that's just a hole in the ground.
it's deeper than that.
Okay, so the monthly modality message is when we talk about what the transition into the next sign means for the modality signs of the zodiac. This is not exactly the same thing as the elementals. It's actually quite different. So we'll get into that in a minute.
Right, we're going to start with the cardinal signs.
All right.
And the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And you know, we got a lot of positive traits, we cardinal signs. We are initiators. We know how to get things started. And we're active, quick. We have drive, we have ambition, we have vim and vigor. We are no slackers. Plus, we're enthusiastic, have a zest for life. We are clever. And more important than anything else, we want to win.
So I guess I'll read the negatives then.
Yes, why don't you?
They are too domineering and self-centered, forgetting about others as they focus on their stuff. And they often don't finish what they start. So let's just move on then.
We know how to start, we just don't know how to finish. All right. All right, so the first card is the primary focus for the cardinal signs in the month ahead. And by the way, just to remind everybody, this reading is good for the entire Capricorn season. So it will be good till the sun enters the sign of Aquarius. Well, your primary focus, cardinal signs, our primary focus is the Page of Cups reversed.
Did you want me to go first?
Sure.
Well, the Page of Cups reversed may indicate something that finds you looking at a more grounded approach, and that you're less likely to be imagining certain things at this time or thinking in that kind of daydreamers way. This is talking about a connection with yourself that maybe is more on the physical level. So when you think about it, it's not hard to imagine a lot of people after the holidays, you know, they start to think about getting back to the gym or getting on a diet or things like that.
It's interesting getting this card now. I think the primary focus for some of the cardinal signs is going to be maybe dealing with some unhappy news. Maybe you've got some bad news at the end of the year, whether there's a job loss or your finances are kind of in disarray and you've got some unexpected bills. There's something that's really weighing on you kind of heavily that you maybe have to focus on in this month ahead, or figure out how to deal with it or how you're going to come to terms with it.
Card 2.
Card 2 is the role your interactions with others may play in the month ahead. Wow, it's interesting. So it is kind of an emotional time. We've got the King of Cups upright. Okay, that is pretty good. So, I mean, I think here that you're not going to let whatever this bad news was affect your working or dealing with others. You're going to be very emotionally balanced. I feel here that there may be somebody actually, out there who might be there for you, maybe a shoulder to lean on, or, tell your troubles to, tell your, there it is, tell your bad news to, and kind of, they're willing to listen. They're maybe willing to maybe just listen and not, tell you what you need to do or what you should do. They give you the space you need to work on how you feel about it.
So maybe there's a sense of a connection with people that you interact with, whether it's co-workers or people in your church or temple or wherever it is. Maybe there's a sense that somebody's mentoring, maybe you're mentoring, or maybe somebody is mentoring you. It's all mostly good. It's just saying really this solar month involves you being connective and communicative or able to receive that.
All right, card 3. The opportunities or challenges you may face in the month ahead, and how can you best deal or tackle with them? Cupapalooza and Cardapalooza.
Well, they're all cups too. So it just seems like in general the next month is going to have a lot of things that touch your emotions going on in general.
So that's the Knight of Cups. And I think the opportunity or challenge with the Knight of Cups reversed is how you move through this emotional period for you. Emotions may be difficult for you to control or manage. That's why I almost think this King of Cups here, when we're talking about how you're going to be dealing with others, is somebody from the outside who's going to try to calm you down a little bit. And so to deal with this is to allow, the challenge will be for you Cardinal signs is to not hold on to this negativity, but letting this move through you. Go through the process of grieving or getting over what happened.
Of course, literally it could also mean that somebody is moving away from a friendship or a relationship or an emotional connection. So some of that is maybe saying, be sure that that's what you want to do, if you're feeling that, you're out of touch or not. The other cards sort of indicate that there's an attempt is being made to work on the emotional spectrum of your life at this time. Finally, card 4.
How can you use your modality superpowers to best advantage this month? Wow, this is so unlike our superpowers. It's the Two of Swords upright. All right, well, here's how you do it. Here's how you don't do it. You don't push anything right now. Your modality superpowers is to keep things moving, to keep ambitious, to keep, to initiate something. This is like using an anti-superpower. This is saying, hold back. Don't react. Don't overreact to what's happened or feel you need to respond to the situation right away. Think about what all this means for you going forward before you really make a move or choice or decision that, you could regret. This is saying holding back at this time and processing everything would be the best route to take.
Right. Cardinals have a tendency to want to move ahead. This card is saying your superpower may be saying you need more information to move ahead. The swords are often put into the context of intelligence or of understanding. And the Two of Swords typically is somebody who maybe is waiting to gather more information before they decide which way they're going to move.
And you know what? I was just thinking about this. That card could also indicate to me that maybe instead of pushing something forward or trying to win, how you always want to win Cardinal signs, maybe this is calling for a truce. cooling off period, a period where, you know, there's no fighting against whatever went on here, is just coming to a place of peace right now.
And that's what we have for the Cardinals.
Good luck with that. I guess we don't really need to recap it like we usually do, but
did you watch it? I forgot.
I know, so it's okay. I think it was very cut and dry. I think this is going to be a very emotional time for you, and it's how you deal with those emotions. And don't be afraid to reach out to somebody you trust and who you know will just let you let it all out.
So let's move on to the fixed signs then.
Yes.
Fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So I'll read the positives here. Have a steadiness, stable, determined, resolute, self-reliant, forging ahead, calmly works on objectives, remembers those who've helped them, persistence, concentration, powerful yet purposeful, no wasted motions.
Well, you know, fixed signs, they can be stubborn at times. They can have that my way or the highway thinking. And they have a tendency to get kind of stuck in their ways. So that could be problematic. But also, the worst part about fixed signs, in my opinion, if they have the negative qualities, they believe they're always right. And they're not. Because none of us are always right. That's for sure. More shuffle. All right.
Card 1. The primary focus for the month ahead for the fixed signs. And it's the 3 of Pentacles upright. So the 3 of Pentacles uprights suggests that the primary focus is maybe working, drawing inside, coloring inside the lines, kind of working with protocols or procedures, working with your team, working on things that more or less you know have kind of an evidence-based determination about them.
Well, you may be called upon to lead something this month, fixed signs. You may be put in a leadership role. Do remember to power share. That's really important. You know, sometimes, like it said with your sign, you can be my way or the highway thinking and maybe doing, but make sure that you are inclusive and listen to what others have to offer. I feel here this is a period where you will work well with others and that you could accomplish great things when you all work together on the same goal.
And here's somebody to wish us happy birthday to the Capricorns. It's our sun man.
The sunny cat has arrived. You can lay down. You're not going to give me room to shuffle. I already
All right,
know
card
this.
2 is that the role that the fixed signs interactions with others may play this month ahead. And of course, they're going to double down on the Pentacles, it seems, because they have the 4 of Pentacles here. So the role your others may play may be one of maybe holding on to some things closer to yourself at this time. Maybe this talks more about the idea of information that you hold on to or some sense of orderliness. It may not be literally, you know, materialism, money, etc. You're holding on to something, though, in your interactions with others, and it may be information you know that you're not exactly known how to deploy that information yet.
My little hand. Do you like that? Well, The 3 and followed by the 4 is an interesting observation here. And also the fact that the 3 talks about working with others, and then this card is about your interactions with others. And I said it, the first card, it's a, if you work together constructively, collegially, equally, you guys can really, you will be able to gain. I think this is about material gain in this instance here. So you will not only be able to preserve what you have, you will probably be able to increase what you have. And not only that, I think you will find here how valuable the people are that you are working with, that they have provided you with, things that, the things that you can, that you've can appreciate. Say that.
All right.
It's nice. I want to recap this reading for sure. So,
card 3, the opportunities or challenges that fixed signs face in this month ahead and how best you can achieve or tackle them. And it's the reversed 2 of Wands.
not a pentacle.
Not a pentacle.
Okay, so the challenge is coming up with a workable strategic plan, and also to not allow yourselves to be sidetracked or thrown off your game if things don't go according to plan. Work it out with your team.
You are maybe challenged because something maybe doesn't seem like it's on course. So you may be thinking about either what you have to really overhaul on it or subtler changes, or whether you may just decide to do something else. So this is maybe that time where this is that opportunity. Either change totally or somewhat to move your plans along. Card 4. How can you use your modality superpowers to the best advantage? And it's another one. It's our, is that the Knight, I guess?
Yes, it's the Knight of Wands.
I can't tell what that is. No, that's a 6, right?
Oh, whoa.
Isn't that deceiving?
I saw the horse and I focused on that.
Isn't it deceiving?
That is the 6. Yes, it is.
Of course, and it usually
but it
is on a
does say
horse.
6, and he has, they have the laurel wreath on the head, so there's.
Well, sadly, it was reversed as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really interesting to me. All right. So this.
Your modality superpower.
Well, or anti-power, as the case may be.
Well, maybe that you have to realize that you, in this situation that maybe mostly pertains to work or something that heavily interacts with somebody around you, you may have to realize that you're not going to take the lion's share of it, that you're really part of a team, or that what you contribute to it may not be as well known. Now, consider that a superpower only because maybe you're not overly concerned with changing that.
I feel that, your modality superpower is to just be steady, stable, determined, self-reliant. So the bottom line here to me is that you don't have to worry about getting acclaim or recognition from others. You just keep on doing the work. You just keep on doing the work despite that. Because really, it's about the team effort that matters, not individual contributions here. If you can keep that in mind, you will have a successful month. That's what I feel here. And clearly, looking at these cards, it's definitely related to business and finance in some way.
Yeah.
Or goals and, what you can achieve. The rewards you can achieve. Do you want to start the recap, or do you want me to do it?
Well, you can start it, and I'll interject as necessary. So the first card was the 3 of Pentacles in the idea of the primary focus.
Well, that's just about the primary focus is working well and constructively with others and making sure that you power share, and that, it is the group, it is the group that will achieve great things when they are of one mind and they're working together with the same intent.
I think there's a sense of standards or procedures too that is being observed in all that.
And I think here your interactions with others in this context is that you will achieve some things of value when you work together. And also you will realize how valuable it is to actually be part of a team and not go rogue and be, you know, top dog all the time.
Well, I like what she says there, but I still feel that maybe what the person, which is you, is holding on to is maybe something that is maybe knowledge or procedural that maybe you feel you're best to hold on to that and or, you know, to deploy it as you see.
And your challenge this month, in my opinion, is to come up with a, you know, come up with a winning strategy. Some, you know, it may take some trial and error. And also, don't be thrown off your game if something doesn't go according to plan. The team needs to just remain focused and to come up with solutions and not create more problems.
Whatever's going on, you face an opportunity to revise or overhaul or move on regardless.
And ultimately, I think the best way to use your modality superpower is to just keep on keeping on. Don't be waiting for those pats on the back or only doing things if you're going to get credit for them. This is a time to understand groupthink and group work, and that the combined efforts will come up with a greater reward than the individual effort alone.
Yeah, this is clearly a sign of saying, you know, feeling like you're a part of the group and that you're not more important than the group itself.
Good luck with that, fixed signs.
All right.
And now we are on the mutables. And the mutables are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces.
Okay, so they go with the flow. They're adaptable and flexible. They're versatile and highly resourceful. They can change when necessary. They are quite easy to change.
I have a problem. Get that. Sunny. Oh, this is awesome.
I didn't think it was very awesome.
Go on.
They can change and assume various personas as if they are chameleons of the zodiac. They're well liked by others. They enjoy learning, playing fair, diplomacy, sharp, sympathetic. They can see below the surface. They're selfless and they're quick to help others.
Well, you know, the mutables have a few faults, and it's hard to imagine because they're just so agreeable. But maybe that's part of the problem. They try too hard to please everybody, and they can be a little bit looked at as being a little bit wishy-washy because of that. They can be inconsistent, and some may consider them to be downright duplicitous. I mean, if you're telling one person good stuff and then you're telling the other person's good stuff and it's like it's not meshing, that could be a problem. The other thing is they can stretch themselves way too thin, and you don't want to snap. Mutables, I don't want to be around when you do.
Thank you.
You, hack stealer. Silly Sunny. Okay, with the wand, now my hat. Okay, hey, the primary focus for the mutable signs for this month. Well, it's the Three of Wands reversed. Well, something maybe that you have anticipated happening for you, some outcome or some news you are hoping to get, some positive results you are hoping to see. It may be delayed, or maybe you have to go back to the drawing board. Maybe they are not going to happen. So there's a little bit of disappointment that you're dealing with here, mutables. You're going to have to go with the flow and just try to write this course, or perhaps move on to something that seems more fruitful.
Right, your focus seems to be you're trying to catch up with something that maybe will no longer avail you the opportunities it may have. And so in the resolution of that, you know, you may just move on to a different opportunity. Card 2, the role that your interactions with others will play in the month ahead.
Looks like we're doing Wandapalooza this time.
Yes, and it's the Five of Wands
the
reversed.
Four of Wands reversed.
Yeah, so tiny. Four of Wands reversed.
The Four of Wands reversed is indicating that, well, your interactions with others may fall a little bit short. It's possible here that maybe people just don't seem to be as available when you need them. It's possible here that they may be playing a role in what's going on here. You know, there may be some of this setback or news that you receive, maybe coming from others that are close to you, or that you are working with on this project, or maybe, you know, somebody you were hoping would provide support, and it's not quite there.
I think your interactions with others are trying to find some level of comfort or feel that, you know, feels like solid, you know, like it's a foundation. This may or may not involve the previous card. I get the feeling like it could aspect to that, but you're really trying to figure out maybe what is a lesser amount of comfort in moving forward, like not having to have exactly everything, but sort of needing to have something in order to keep moving on.
Card 3 is the opportunities or challenges you may face in the month ahead, and how to best achieve or tackle them. Well, it's definitely a challenge. It is a Nine of Swords upright. Don't make the situation, the challenge will be not to make the situation any bigger than it really is. You might be blowing this whole thing a bit out of proportion, or you could be, and when you do that, what you're doing here is causing, you know, more delay or an inability to resolve what went wrong here. So I think you really have to kind of look at your fears, see which ones are valid, and then try to do something constructive about them rather than let them overwhelm you.
As a mutable sign, it is possible that this is causing you more worry than it really needs to. The Nine of Swords always has a sense of you feeling for somebody that you're not really very present with, although they may be on your mind. And so the challenge or opportunity is to realize that you can't necessarily have a big interaction there, and that maybe you are better served by, you know, taking care of what your own concerns are.
Well, the Nine of Swords always talks about your personal fears and anxieties related to people or situations. And I think here that whatever's gone, so that's how I could relate it to this, but I could see it could be something else entirely that might be on your mind that's weighing heavily on you at this time. I like to keep an open mind about this card, but I think here I see a connection a little bit with what's going on here, that you may be blowing it just a little bit too much out of proportion, as Mr. O said in the beginning.
Well, I thought you kind of hinted at that yourself. At any rate, let's go on to card 4.
Let's go on to card 4.
How will the mutables use their superpowers to best advantage this month?
Superpowers. Well, It's a Knight of Pentacles reversed.
Move very slowly. Your superpower is to not.
Well, your superpower is to definitely... I think your superpower is to go with the flow, like you're supposed to. Mutable signs, because this card is showing signs of stagnation and a lack of mobility.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't get stuck in your fears here. I feel a sense of these two cards going together. And if you do, you're going to stagnate instead of methodically think your way out of this situation.
What's that first card? The 3.
Yeah.
Right. This is a really interesting way to end, because it seems to me like, and we're talking about the mutables, it could be very easy for them to over-obsess in some ways about what this situation means or how they should proceed. The Knight is movement, even if it is a slower movement. It could be saying, cautiously try to pull yourself through this. You know, it emotionally weighs on you or otherwise, but it behooves you to realize that there still is a prize or goal that you are moving towards.
So let's recap this for the mutables. I think here there's something that you were anticipating and hoping would come through for you, and there's delays, there's disappointment, there is a sense that either you got to go back to the drawing board if you want to make this happen, or you need to put your energies somewhere else.
Your focus may be trying to catch up with the opportunity, but it's probably better for you move on to something different.
And if you're hoping for others to kind of firm this up for you and give you a hand, it may not be totally all in on this. You may have to do some work there. I think your relations with others are going to be lacking a little bit. It's not the end of the world. Maybe you just need to find a way to buy them in more, to try to get and enlist their help and support. Maybe they don't realize how much you're relying on them right now.
This card is about that, the idea that you may be trying to convince others, you know, that there is a comfort level and or a good structure to work with. And it looks to me like, you know, you're not going to be totally successful. It may be a moderate effort.
Okay, and challenges, opportunities. Well, the opportunity might be that you have the opportunity to regain perspective over your fears, but the challenge is not letting those fears and anxieties you feel about not achieving your goals overwhelm you. Don't let them put you in a position where you just wallow and dwell on them and you're kind of immobilized by them.
Lose the sorrow and despair.
Yeah, and obviously your modality superpower of just going with the flow is important here. Take it slow, be methodical. Don't allow your fears to make you stagnate and stand still. If you do, you might miss the chance to turn this around, or, you know, at least recognize that maybe it's time to stop spinning your wheels and move on to something new.
If you linger too long, there's a sense that maybe these things will accumulate and will cause more despair, and you really want to avoid that.
Wow, so that's what we have for Capricorn season. Capricorn! Want to wish all the Capricorns out there, and our sun is one, a very, very happy birthday season. Enjoy it. And hey, quit working so hard and enjoy yourselves.
Very good. And we will see you in about another month when the sun moves into Aquarius.
When the moon is in the 7th house.
Well, we don't know for sure about that part, but we could try.
Okay. Well, it's the dawning of the season of Aquarius.
Whatever she says.
Take care, everybody. Have a great month ahead, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.